Heyo, I'm Katie.
And it's your co-host, Corey, and this is the Press Next podcast.
Welcome back to another week of the Press Next podcast.
Let's go. We back, and I'm so excited. We had a good fall, little theme month, but we getting to moving on. But I'm glad always to be back to give y'all another episode. So welcome back to those who have listened to us for a while. Welcome in to those who are new listeners, new viewers. So if you are new, go ahead and do us a favor. Follow us on Press Next Podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or really wherever you get your podcasts. And also, everybody hit that subscribe on YouTube because we on YouTube now. We doing big things. Big things we're going to be on YouTube. October's going to be a big month for us. Big things, like Charlamagne be saying. So please go do that. Show us a little bit of support. That's once you hit that subscribe and the little bell and everything else, you're going to get our notifications. We really, really would like you to do that. So go ahead, stop what you're doing right now or continue to listen and do it at the same time. But go ahead and show us a little love on the tube. Baby, what you got to say? You just came back. I feel like you've been traveling. You ready?
Yes, I am ready. I know last episode we did say we were going to discuss teachers and education and all that, but we really wanted to hear from some current teachers, and Corey and I both work in the education field, but we really wanted to hear from teachers inside of the classroom. And as the field goes, we couldn't make our schedules match. So hopefully we will get you that episode one day, but we are moving right along into the fall season. So the next episode will be in October, which is our spooky season.
Yes, let's go. It's Fright Fest, big season for us. It is actually the month that we actually started this podcast. So we're about to be a year old, baby.
It's our anniversary.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. It ain't today, but it's coming up. We'll play that, whenever it gets there. But what we're gonna do today is we promise y'all we're gonna give y'all a list of movies. Yes. Remember when we did the the holiday versus? We're gonna do that for the Fright Fest. Okay, we're giving you a movie a day. Katie selected one. I selected one for the month of October. Now, our challenge to you is because we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And I started the free trial for Shudder. And it's 7 days, not 30 days. BT dubs.
I've been lying.
But that's okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna do this, but we really hope that you all participate. And even if you cannot watch every single movie every day, just watch one on that day. So it's like you watching in spirit with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if it's the 15th and we got a movie on the 15th, watch that movie. Or look at the list and be like, you know what? That's the day I want to watch that movie because I love that movie. Or maybe you're like, I kind of want to watch that movie. Do it. And then some weekends, I'm going to have like a little watch party so we can watch it together if you want to watch it with me.
And snap a picture and tag us in it on Instagram, Press Next Podcast. We'll share it. Like I said, we're trying to be more active on social media. So tag us, let us share it. But I'll just go ahead and say some of mine I haven't seen. So there's some movies on there that I've heard about or I want to watch, but I've never actually sat down and watched them. I also threw in, if you follow our Instagram, you saw that I did a little this or that, fall edition and Halloween edition. And on it, I put what kind of movies do you prefer? Horror or like the cutesy Halloween, like Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town.
Right.
So I put some of the cutesy Halloween movies on there as well. So if you're not into horror, but you do like the Halloween movies and want to get into the Halloween mood, you can still follow along with us.
Yes, indeed, you can. Listen, this is, I don't know why. I love October. This is the best time of the year. You get October, you get November, you get December. It's all holiday. It's all fun. It's all family. It's all friends. It's all themed,
this is mine and Corey's favorite time of the year.
Favorite time. We turn. Like from now on, it's turned. This is our season. We good. Spring season is nice too, but like, I'm a big fella,
seasonal
so I kind of tuck it in at that time.
Because we just thriving off the holidays.
You feel me? Do you feel me? We about to be couch potato.
And we love it.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. So that's why we started this, actually. So you can sit on the couch with us and you can press next. Listen, what's your favorite scary movie of all time?
Halloween.
Of course. You like a
Mikael
Mayer. Of course you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. Okay. Mine's is definitely mine's is on the list. That's what I'll say. But here's another question I'm gonna ask you. What horror film do you like remember as a child? You know what I mean?
Like what scarred me as a child?
You're growing up, like, yeah, or like it doesn't necessarily have to scar you, but like what movie that was a horror movie that like you vividly remember? Like maybe even something happened.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I remember being over at a sleepover and watching Child's Play. No, it wasn't Child's Play. It was actually The Bride of Chucky. But I remember Chucky and being terrified. But now when I watch it, I'm like, this isn't even scary. He's just a bad little kid.
Dumbass doll. Yeah, he is a little bad little kid. Remember we watched the new one?
Yes.
We went to the movies and saw the newer one, and this is what's funny, y'all. We were actually in the movie laughing. Like,
as we do with most
it was
scary
just, I don't know.
movies.
That's true.
Because something will happen. This is how me and Corey operate. If you are around us, we kind of have our own language, and we have a bunch of inside jokes. But anytime something happens, especially in the movies that we watch, we will be sitting next to each other in the movie theater. Something will happen, and we'll go, and we instantly know what the other is thinking. Like, you just say, and then start laughing. Because I know that you saw what I saw, and you were like, what the?
Yep. And I got it. And it'd be funny.
Like the movie,
so it is what
the
it
movie
is.
Old, if y'all haven't seen that, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
M. Night Shyamalan.
And there's a part where this person's bones start breaking, but I was dying laughing.
We were
It was
dead.
not that funny, but it was.
It was, and like I'm sure if we were in a packed theater, people would have looked at us like, "Can y'all shut the hell up?"
It was funny though,
because we was laughing. It was funny. I'm sorry. Like in the like in the creepy like devilish movies when they be moving, or like
looking like
cracking
little spiders moving
that'd be
across
funny
the floor.
to me.
That is funny.
Yeah, because in my head I'm like, why they doing that? Like that? Why they can't just move normal? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. That's anyway. Okay. What is the movie? Because I'm gonna tell you what mine is. What's the movie? I can't remember the name of it right now. Goodness gracious. It's like a tooth fairy. It's like a lighthouse. Let me look this up, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you a story.
It's a scary movie?
Yes. It is a horror film. And Darkness Falls. Okay, came out in 2003. So Darkness Falls is a supernatural horror film. And it's kind of like about like a scary tooth fairy or whatever. But the lights be going out, right? So this is why I remember this movie more than anything else. And I guess it's not even as a kid because I was like 13 at the time. But we had just went to the movies to watch it. And you know when you're 13, you be like with your friends and all the angst, you know what I'm saying? And you chilling and you may be trying to mac on some couple people and everything else, but you're trying to act like you're not scared, but like the scary movies actually be scary at 13. And we watched Darkness Falls. When we get back to the house, I'm talking about a big group of my friends and my family. We all went. And we went back to the house and it was like raining and storming outside. And all my friends are in there too. And the lights went out. And when I tell you, luckily, I know it was so wild. My mom was burning because my mom had guests over. I'll never forget this. She had guests over, so she was burning candles in the front bathroom, like everywhere. She had candles everywhere, to make it the house smell good. Luther Vandross playing on the speakers and stuff. And the lights went out, and everybody screamed and ran to that one bathroom. So we were like, yeah, we were like sardines in there. Then we started busting out laughing because we was like, wow, we actually all scared. Because we just watched this movie about the lights going out. Because she can't get you without the lights going out. So it was I remember that one very vividly, more than anything else. And then I also remember, this is funny because it's not actually a horror movie, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, the villain Shudder, you know Shudder? Like in the live action movie, he scared me as a kid. And I used to always think I used to see him walking down the street, like at nighttime. If I could look outside, like he was just waiting outside. So
what was the most recent horror movie that you watched or scary movie that you watched?
The most recent? What did we see? Does old count? Because I feel like we saw old.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you and hope that you answered, but we saw Candyman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Candyman. Yes, I'm
Yes, you are
tripping.
tripping.
I'm very
I
much
was
so
just
tripping
trying to
because
set
we
you
saw
up for it because
Candyman.
I was there, so I knew.
Okay, you see how she did me? She
Sorry.
tried to send me the alley oop, and I didn't even catch the rock. So yeah, we saw Candyman, and that was great. It wasn't. It was a different style of horror than the first Candyman, which you haven't seen, right?
I have not seen the first Candyman, and this one I wouldn't say that it was particularly scary.
Right, but I mean, it's like.
But
let's break this down
thriller.
before we get into lists. Yes, before we get into lists,
Okay.
right? I do want to break this down because I think this is very important when it comes to film in general and in writing. When we think about horror in film, or you say something like a scary movie, right? This is why sometimes I don't actually like using the term scary movie because scary is very much so subjective. So when most people think about scary movies, they think about things that is going to make them like jump, right? That's going to make them go, like cover their eyes or something like that. Have some very like visceral reaction to whatever happens on screen. However, there's a lot of sectors within the horror genre, right? Like even if you break them down to like slashers, classics, psychological thrillers, which I
love.
I call them horrors, right?
Exactly.
And we both love them. Gory movies, like the thing about movies that Jordan Peele does and why they're still horror films, even though you may not think they are, they're situational horrors. So where you think, and it's very particular to his audience, right? So gentrification may not be a horror to people who are gentrifying a neighborhood, but it very much so is to the black people who live inside of it. Right? Or the people of color who live inside of it. So it's
more of like a realistic horror. Like this could happen or this is happening. Yeah.
Exactly. And there's horror in that. It's like
the
making a
in
film
reality.
About Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. There's horror in the reality. That's why That's why Jordan Peele's films are very successful because the stories that he's telling are sunken into your heart. You're not going to get jump scares out of these movies. They're going to sit with your spirit for a while.
That's
because
true.
what you just saw is what you see every day.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why I like Candyman. Mind you, his production company produced it and they wrote it, but it was a different director, which I thought was beautifully shot. But
say it 5 times then.
Don't do that. No, we not doing that on camera or nothing else. Goodness gracious, man! You see, look at my face.
I know, y'all.
We don't play them games.
Corey does not play those games. He doesn't mess with ghosts. He doesn't mess with spirits.
I don't do
nothing.
I don't do none of that. Katie out here talking about she sleepwalked the other night. I said, don't bring none of that shit home.
I think it's because of stress, but I don't know. Corey said it was a ghost.
No, I didn't say it was a ghost. I said, if it is, because I said you probably did. This is what I said. She freaked out about this situation about her sleeping on the opposite side of the bed, right? Where her feet is, she put her head at. She said she must have turned in her sleep or something. Maybe she sleptwalked. And I'm trying to explain to her, maybe you're just so tired, you just fell asleep that way. Like, I've done stuff like that before or whatever. And she's like, nah, that's not what happened. Well, if you're alluding to it's some ghosty stuff, leave that at the house. Don't bring that here.
Oh.
Because, Katie, you know me.
Yeah. But
you know where my love ends.
Let me tell y'all, Corey said if I ever got possessed, he wouldn't. He would run.
Gone. That's where my love ends.
Anyways, let me tell y'all a little ghost story real quick. A little spooky. So I was in Jefferson, Texas this past weekend, and I went to the fudge shop there. There's this little candy store, and they sell fudge. And I always go every time I'm there. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, so it always brings back good memories. But the guy that was running it, so if you're not familiar, Jefferson, Texas, it's kind of like a small New Orleans. Like it's got the New Orleans vibe in Texas, but on a very much like smaller level. But it's a very old town. It's off of a port, or it used to be a port off of the river. And so there's a lot of ghosty things. They do ghost walks and ghost tours, and a lot of the hotels down there are haunted. A lot of the hotels are still boutique hotels, like old fashioned. And so
that's where you got me that from?
Lady Bird Johnson is from Karnak, Texas, which is next to which is next to Jefferson. And when I was at the fudge shop, there was this lady who was checking out, and the guy who works there was asking her questions. He said, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'm going to see if I get them right. She said, okay. He said, 1, how do you like your steak? And or what kind of steak do you like? And she said, ribeye. He writes down his answer and he flips it over so she can't see it. He says, I'm not going to ask you how old you are, so I'm just going to ask you when your birthday is, month and day. She says it, or he writes it down. She says it, flips it over. And then he asked, what do you do for work? And he wrote it down. She said it, flipped it over. He ended up getting 2 out of the 3 answers right. And she was like, I've never met this man in my whole life. Like, this is kind of weird. So he starts telling a story about Lady Bird Johnson and how that is his great cousin or something like that, great grandmother, something like that. But anyways, he goes into this spiel about it, and then he said, she was telling me the answers.
Yeah, see, that's the moment I leave.
I got chills. Corey, I literally turned to Deanne and I said, Corey would be out of here.
Did you buy that from that shop?
No.
Okay, because this shit was finna go right into the trash. No, I
didn't buy it from that shop.
Okay, I was finna say, she just bought me a Psycho poster, very dope poster, fitting the vibe that I'm trying to get, so I'm very appreciative of it. But
I didn't buy it from there.
If it came with Juju, it's going back with Juju. Okay?
No, but it was very crazy, and I do want to go back and do a ghost tour there, so obviously not without my husband, or not with my husband, but...
Yeah, and I need you to stay out there for a couple of days to cleanse that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Goodness.
Don't just do that and then come back. Get that out the spirit and then come back. You know what I'm saying? Prepare yourself.
So if anybody wants to do a ghost tour with me, reach out, because my husband
before
didn't
y'all
want to
come
do
around
it.
me, I know, and indeed, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Y'all know what it is when it comes from me. Y'all know what it is. But let's get into it. Are you ready for this battle?
Yes,
this versus?
Sorry about my ghost story. Let's go.
No, you good. All right. So listen, this is how we set this up. And we will be watching these movies every day. We set it up this way. Katie, being the wonderful, amazingly beautiful, and awesome wife that she is obviously going to get to choose first. So she chose October 1, and then she put down her picks, and I put down my picks, and we going to see. Right. Let's go now. What is movie 1?
Oh,
what's movie 1? What we doing?
Starting off on October 1st is going to be Halloween, the John Carpenter version.
The boogeyman is coming.
He's going to get you. He's going to get you.
Oh, my gosh. This, of course, I knew was going to be top of the list.
I just have to start off with my favorite, so.
Okay. Well, I like that. And it's a classic, and it's very good film. Very good film. So you know what I came with. I had to come with that fire, okay? That absolute fire. And that's 2012's Cabin in the Woods.
Pick.
One of my favorites of all time. 92% certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes. Kristen Connolly, Chris Hemsworth, Anna Hutchinson, Jesse Williams. It got a star-studded cast. It is hilarious and it's scary.
Yes.
It's a perfect horror film.
I knew that was going to be in there. Is that your favorite horror movie?
No, my favorite horror movie of all time is still on the list, but this is not it. This is not it. But this is up there. This is like, it's top 5. Cabin in the Woods is top 5. I own it on Blu-ray. Y'all got to check this one out. This is the second day. So October 2nd, we will be watching Cabin in the Woods. You will be watching Cabin in the Woods.
You know, I know your favorite, so I know.
Okay, there you go. Cool. What you got?
Number 3, October 3rd, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh, does it matter which one they watch? Because I feel like there's like 1,000 now.
Yeah. I would say, I don't know which one it is. Hold on.
The one with Trey Songz? No, not the one with Trey Songz. I actually thought that was good.
The 1974. The original.
Okay.
Creepy.
Creepy crawlers. Do you remember them creepy crawlers? All right. So you got You got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so I think, and you went with the original. And I thought, in my head, I had a thought that you were going to go with the original. So I had to come with another original classic, because Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a classic. Yes. Are you ready for this one? Here we go. 1974. Black Christmas.
Okay. So the original.
Original Black Christmas. Now, here's the thing. This is one of the movies that gets bad reviews.
Okay.
But you just got to watch it.
Okay. I've never seen it, so.
You just got to watch it.
I'm interested.
Okay. And I say bad reviews meaning like most horror films, this is another interesting fact, most horror films don't make it above like 85. Because the storylines are typically like not believable. You have to suspend belief. So they rarely ever make it past. But you know what did make it past? Cabin in the Woods. Hey, listen. So October 4th, 1974's Black Christmas. Y'all go out and watch that. I have Shudder, so we'll watch it probably on Shudder. I don't know if it's on any other platform. But look it up, watch it, find it, rent it. Boom. That's what we're watching October 4th. What you got October 5th?
Perfect. October 5th coming in with another classic. Practical Magic.
Tell me about this. I like this.
You like this pick. All right. So
like
Practical Magic is another one of my favorites. It's just, witches, relationships. I love it.
Okay. Witches and relationships, yes. Huh?
Actually last year during Halloween, during October, my friends came over to visit us when we were living in Oklahoma, and we all watched Practical Magic, and we made midnight margaritas together.
Oh, that was a long night. I went to bed.
You did go to bed.
I went to bed. That was a long night.
We made midnight margaritas. It puts a lime
oh wait,
in the
was that the night
coconut.
of the? Was that the night of the cookies as well?
The cookies.
Well, we couldn't get the cookies from Insomnia?
I think that was the night before, but yeah.
Oh, okay. What
was the weekend.
What a weekend. Okay, what a weekend. All right. I like the Practical Magic pick. And so for October 6th, to stick with a slightly lighter theme, and you went with witches, so I had to go with wizards, okay? Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince. I think it's the best movie out of the Harry Potters, 2009. Certified fresh, 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. I
was wondering why you chose Half-Blooded Prince.
I went with that one because it's my favorite Harry Potter, but I went with Harry Potter to try to, I want to keep, what we want to do with the list is not make everything just like gory, scary. You know what I'm saying? So if you selected something that was a little bit, softer, I was like, let me try to go with something soft as well, but also still cool. And if you have not watched Harry Potter, like I had just watched Harry Potter last year for the first time. We watched all of them. Shout out to Adele. Shout out to Katie for putting me on. I like the series. I really did enjoy the series. But my favorite movie out of this was definitely Half-Blood Prince. So I was like, I got to just throw that on. I was going to throw on Harry Potter, any of them. But then I'm like, no, let me throw on the one I think is the best. So
that's a good one.
We got to rock with that one. Got to rock with that one. So if we are looking at the list right now, first day Halloween, second day Cabin in the Woods, then Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, Black Christmas, the original, Practical Magic, and then Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince. So now we are on day 7.
All right. So rounding out the first week of October, I have the Amityville Horror.
Ooh, this is classic. And you love this. You love this. I actually don't love it.
I do. And actually, there's several of this one, too. So let me pull up.
Yes, there are. So which one?
The 2005 is the one that I'm talking about with Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, here we go. 2005, Amityville Horror. Why are you so connected to this film?
I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. So me and my best friend Aubrey used to watch it all the time growing up. So that's why. It's just one of those things I'm connected to just by the memories of watching it all the time when we were younger.
Right. No, I feel you. I mean, there's always something. That's why I asked you. There's always something that kind of connects you to the
Because it really, I mean, it's not that great, but I love it. So.
Well, I couldn't skip a list without putting this movie on here, especially after Amityville. Okay, you watch a classic like Amityville, you're gonna have to watch the movie about the paranormal investigators and demonologists, starring Vera Farmiga. I think that's how you say her name. Farmiga. Patrick Wilson. It's The Conjuring.
The Conjuring.
You gotta watch The Conjuring.
We love The Conjuring.
Let's go.
In the Middleton household.
Yes, we do.
And we watch
you
every
gotta
single
watch
one
The
of
Conjuring.
them. We watch Annabelle. We watch La Llorona.
The entire Conjuring cinematic universe. Watch them all. Shout out to the director James Wan. He's actually one of my favorite horror directors because, and I didn't even know this, a lot of the films that I like that are horror films, he was the one that directed them or wrote them. So I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So shout out to him. And on this day, y'all will be on the 8th day. So after we have watched 7 days of great films, we're on the 8th day and we got another one. We watching The Conjuring, baby.
All right. And then coming in at number 9, I put Trick or Treat. So this is actually not a movie that I have seen. I haven't ever watched it. But I put it on there because anytime I go to Spirit, the Halloween store, I see so much decor and props from this movie. And I've never seen it. I feel left out. So I got to watch it.
You got to watch it. It's actually, I think you'll like it.
Trick or Treat is the one with the scarecrow.
Yes. It's like trick and then an R and an apostrophe and then treat. So if you're looking it up, it's trick, R apostrophe, treat. Okay. I like that. I
don't know. I've never seen it, so.
I like that pick, and I'm going to tell you why I picked this next next film. Here we go. This next film, hear me out. It's a 2008 film starring Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. Okay. A relaxing weekend, family vacation home. And y'all already know what I'm about to say. When that door knock and you open up and they say,
Is Tamara home?
Is Tamara home? Let's go. I'm picking The Strangers. Here's a weird thing about The Strangers. I love The Strangers. It's actually one of the scariest movies to me. Let me tell you. Well, yes, because remember the one scene in The Strangers where they say, why are you doing this? And the guy responds with what?
Because you're home.
Because you're home. How amazingly scary is that? How scary is that?
Obviously.
I'm only doing this because you're here.
Tell me and Corey love this movie and we watch it often. This was another one of those movies that me and Aubrey grew up watching. And we used to make fun of, when the record's playing and it's the Carpenters. Yes. Yeah, we used to make fun of that.
That's scary to me to think that that is believable. That will happen. Yeah. Or has
Somebody's
happened.
Just looking for trouble. You weren't even and they weren't targeting you specifically. It's just that you were home.
They were like, oh, we're just going to kill whoever's here. And not only just kill them, we're going to play with them all night long.
Yeah, with the freaky masks.
Right. And now, if y'all have not seen this film, it is great. It is scary. It did not get good ratings, but it's, again, one of those things where critics rated it low and the audience rated it high. So go watch this film. I give
it a high rating. It's up there for me. Top 5.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely up there. So that's 10th day.
All right.
Where are we at on day 11? October 11th, where we at?
Okay, October 11th, we are going to take a break from all of the scary and thrilling, and we are going to go with Monster House. So I chose Monster House, the animated movie. I chose Monster House because I remember just watching this on Freeform or what used to be ABC Family growing up with the 31 Days of Halloween. I realized last week I said 13 Days of Christmas, so I'm sorry. 31 Days of Halloween, and I don't know, I just really enjoy it. I love a good animated movie that just makes me feel good watching it, so.
Okay. I like that. And because you went animated, I couldn't jump into the animated world just yet. Okay, but I did jump into Disney.
Okay.
Is it okay if we have a Disney Channel movie on the list? Of course, because
I almost put, what is the one with Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy's in a lot of movies. You had to give me more than that.
The Disney one, the haunted hotel? Haunted.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's not what I put. And I almost, honorable mention right now, I almost put Don't Look Under the Bed. One. Almost put Don't Look Under the Bed with the Boogie Purse and old buddy from Even Stevens, a black dude. But I chose another one because I felt like I have not seen this in forever, and probably a lot of people who saw this before haven't seen it in forever. And if you haven't seen it, you got to see it, man. It's a fun movie. It is called Under Wraps. It came out in 1997. It's about like a family and a mummy. They discovered like an Egyptian. Yeah, remember they discovered like an Egyptian mummy in the basement of a house or dead man's house or whatever, and they become like friends with it. So Under Wraps. That is what I chose to go with. The lightened theme, still Hollywood. I mean Hollywood. Goodness gracious, Halloweeny. Still kind of scary, but not actually. Right. Yeah. So if you have Disney Plus, Under Wraps is going to be on that day because you can watch it. So October 12th, Under Wraps. Let's go.
Perfect. October 13th, coming in with another animated movie that I love, Hotel Transylvania. And
I've yet to see this.
Really, there's like 3 of them. Yeah. There might be more, but I think there's 3. I love them. I think they're so cute. I don't go, blah, blah, blah. That's from that. But I love it. I think it's so cute. Actually, when I was in a sorority, we rented out a theater one time for a sisterhood night and watched Hotel Transylvania 3. So it was fun.
Oh, well, thank you, because you'll be showing me something new. For most of y'all know I don't do a lot of animated movies, but I'm actually finding a different appreciation for them.
Yes, I was going to say, Corey doesn't really like animated movies, so that's why I'm putting them on here, because I love them, and I think that he'll enjoy them. I think he's coming around, you know.
Yeah, I have a different appreciation
I remember the first animated movie I made you watch with me was Shark Tale. And you were like, oh, that's actually good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't watch Shark Tale, and then when I watched it, I was like, yo.
Missing out.
I might be tripping. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited for every movie on this list. Okay, so Katie continued to go sappy, and I was like, let's get back into the real shit. Okay, let's get down. This one is a very interesting one. I actually enjoyed it in movie theaters. I didn't think they needed to make a second, but they did. But do not watch the sequel. Go watch the first one. Go, shawty. It's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday. Go watch Happy.
So you gotta pick up the phone.
Now you gotta pick up the phone. Happy Death Day is the movie. Came out not too long ago, like within 5 years. So go watch Happy Death Day. It is about a girl who wakes up and it's her birthday, and that day she gets killed. And she has to figure out who killed her, because if she doesn't figure out who kills her, she just relives the day. So it's pretty interesting. Kind of like a Groundhog Day and some other similar movies.
It's so good.
This one's good. It's a really good movie.
When I was at Spirit the other day, they had a baby mask. You know the baby that's in the movie?
Yeah, there's a baby mask.
Had it. Yeah, I took a picture and sent it to Kev.
Dang, send it to me.
I know. I'm sorry. But I went and watched those with Kev in the theater. So both of them. So.
We are 2 weeks in, and right now we got Halloween, Cabin in the Woods, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Black Christmas Practical Magic, Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince, The Amityville Horror 2005, The Conjuring, Trick or Treat, The Strangers, Monster House, Under Wraps, Hotel Transylvania, and Happy Death Day.
All right, so moving right
here we go, kicking off
week 3. We're going to go with Tim Burton's Corpse Bride.
Okay, I haven't seen this one either.
Yeah, so, you know, I didn't put The Nightmare Before Christmas on the list because I knew that I would watch it.
Man.
Do you not like it?
No, it's not that I didn't like it. I like that you didn't put it on the list because, like, some of the things I left off the list is because they're so classic. What we do every single year that I want to try something different.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
So there are some things that I left off because I just knew that I was going to watch them anyways. So that's one of them. But I did put Corpse Bride on there. Honorable mention Coraline. You know, all the Tim Burtons. So looking forward to that. So that is kicking off week 3.
Okay. So I don't know why I matched this up with this. Let me see. But I selected a classic, another classic that is a huge box office hit that brung in over 170 million. Make your face get ugly when you say it. $1 million. Starring, you know, it's a classic high school students, middle class suburbia movie. Scream. Classic.
That is classic.
Wes Craven, man. Classic Wes Craven came out in 1996. Did well in box office. Again, was scored below an 80 because I'm telling you, horror movies often get scored below 80s. And to me, 80 up is like a good film. So this scored around like the 75 to 79 range, but obviously is a cult classic film. So you have to watch Scream. You can watch the whole series if you would like to, but on that day, we're going to be watching Scream, the first one that came out, 1996 with David Arquette.
All right. And then moving into day 17, I'm going into the classics now. So I did put da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na.
Oh, yeah.
The Addams Family.
Aaron, where you at?
Shout out to Corey. He thinks Aaron looks like Wednesday Addams.
She do. It's cool though. I love you, Aaron. That's not shade.
So, yes, the Addams Family. I wanted to keep it a little bit traditional, and move into some of those classics that I know that we all watch every year, anyways.
Oh yeah. And so because you kind of went that classic, I had to go more new classic. So in the new classic realm of horror, you have to put in again another James Wan film. Insidious.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Through the window. Hey, listen. When that mother first came out, do you remember? Oh, it was like 2010.
That had everybody creeped out.
2009. Oh my gosh. Because I don't know why people haven't heard that song before. I actually heard that song before that. But when you hear it in the context of the film,
creepy.
It was creepy, man. It was creepy. And then that was the first that's the first like real movie that had a jump scare in it that's kind of set the new wave of jump scares. You remember when, at least for me that I can remember, when the red face was behind old buddy in the movie? Right. And there's a bunch of Easter eggs in that film. So when we get to that film, I'll probably be breaking down a lot of these films on our YouTube and everything else. When we get to that film, I'll talk about it because James Wan and Leigh Whannell, they do a lot of Easter eggs in all their films. So in Insidious, Leigh Whannell wrote it, and Leigh Whannell is the person who wrote Saw as well as James Wan. So again, James Wan, shout out to you because obviously I like your films, and I don't know why. Even if I watch them and don't know that you did it, I end up liking it. And I'm like, damn, it's James Wan.
Yeah,
so
he's
I
definitely
like your style.
listening to this.
Hey, you never know, cuzzo. James, we need you. We need you, bro. I'm trying to show appreciation for you, James. Please listen to this episode because I got like 7 of your films on him. All right. So that's Insidious on day 18. What about day 19? I like this pick.
Day 19, we are doing Beetlejuice. So I'm super looking forward to this, sticking with the classics.
The classics. Okay. So I had to stick with another classic. And I should have put, now that I'm thinking about it, I should have put something else on there. But I'm going back to back James Wan films.
Of course.
Saw. So typically what I do is every October I watch all of the entire Saw franchise through and through, right? But obviously we're not doing that this year because we're watching different movies. So I'm just going to pick the original Saw because what a classic it was. And it is really like the premise of making a horror film. This is why it's so gutsy. It is gore. It's very gory, but it's also, every time you watch a Saw movie, you leave the theater thinking to yourself, like, I have to stop complaining about my life. It's the most demented way of getting people to think about the blessings that they have. And to seize the day, to carpe diem, you know?
I'm not a huge Saw fan because I am not, like, I'm into thrillers, I'm into jump scares, demons, I can do all that. I do not like gore.
Close your eye,
I know,
baby.
I don't like to see the pain inflicted on people, and I'm like,
And now that I think about it, I want y'all to watch Saw if you haven't seen Saw, but I still haven't seen Spiral, which is in the franchise as well. So I might take a chance to watch Spiral then. Or I just might watch both. But definitely on that day, shout out to you again, James and Lee. Thank you for Saw and the entire franchise. I love them. I have them all except Spiral. I love them. They're great. You are literally an evil genius. You're disgusting and a little bit demented. But I love it.
Who hurt you?
So I appreciate it. Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Okay, so going into another classic, we are starting day 21 with The Shining. That's a classic you can't beat. Love it.
Here's Johnny, huh?
Here's Johnny.
The Shining. I haven't seen The Shining in a long time, so I'm actually excited about this. And you know what's funny is I actually was going to start it like a couple weeks ago. I was just chilling on a Saturday.
I feel like it's regularly on TV, surprisingly enough.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because it's one of those, like, it's kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and a couple other films. It's one of those films that, like, everybody, it did so well and everybody knows that it's like a classic that can be, like, syndicated like that. So I see it on TV all the time, and it's always with the girls in the hallway. Every time I turn it on there, it's exact.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the exact moment. It's like watching Baby Boy on BET. Same moment every time.
So I'm looking forward to that. And my goal for all of these is to just take the 2 hours, put my phone down, and really like take the time to watch these movies and take it all in. So undisturbed.
Yes. And for you all as well, like this should not be this is leisure and entertainment and like self-care. Like
disconnect.
Watch these films. Disconnect and watch these films. Be with your family or your sweetheart, eat some popcorn and some snacks, eat it with dinner.
Tag us on Press Next Podcast.
Yes, please. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, definitely. Watch it with us. Let's create an experience together. Okay, because you went The Shining, which is a classic. Here we go. This is my favorite horror film of all time. It's my favorite scary person hashtag or whatever quotations. The original Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes. Mr. Freddy Krueger. I had to put it on here. I didn't know where I was going to put it on there to go against you. But I had to. So it came out in 1984. It came out in 1984. Obviously, I wasn't even born. Little known fact or interesting fact here. This is actually Johnny Depp's first movie ever. Yes. And here's the funny part about it. He actually didn't even go to audition for the show. He brought his friend to audition for the movie.
And they said...
And his friend auditioned, and when he came out, and they said, do you want to be in a movie? He said, yeah. And they walked in, they gave him like some lines to speak. He spoke some lines. They put him in there because they liked his look and everything else. And this is Johnny Depp's first film.
Interesting. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
We don't do that though. You know what I'm saying? You see how she go? I love it, but we don't partake. She want to watch the Candyman and say his name 5 times. She want to sing the whole Freddy song.
Lock the door.
I can't even hear no more. I don't got my headphones on. She playing games. She think I'm playing my.
That doesn't summon him.
I will shut this thing down, okay? Anyway, this movie, super certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, 94%,
oh, wow.
Okay? Yeah, it's up there. It is a classic, man. Just the idea of you know, the thing that you should have control of is your mind, right? And your mind is controlling when you're asleep. But we all know that sometimes when we sleep, we don't have control of our minds.
Yeah, like when I ended up upside down in bed.
Right. The idea that somebody could kill us in our sleep and we got to stay awake. Man, so I really want you to watch the 1984 one, the original one. But there's a couple of movies, the remakes that were not bad at all. But watch the first one because it gives you more context. But Freddy's also funny, like he's goofy,
he's also
a little weird.
Creep.
So he's a super creep. That's why he. Never mind. We're not gonna talk about it. I want you to watch the film. That's Day 22, Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. Johnny Depp.
All right, Day 23. I picked The Blair Witch Project. So I actually have never seen this. I hear it referenced a lot. I know that it's popular, but surprisingly, I've never seen it. So Blair Witch Project, Day 23.
I like it. And to go with that, because I don't think you've seen this film either. And I've never even heard of it. I stepped out on a limb and thought that you had never seen the Blair Witch Project, and that's why you put it on there.
Smart.
So I said, I'm going to put a film on there that I probably know you haven't seen. This film is called The Shrine. Okay. It's on Netflix. I think it's on Hulu as well. And I watched this film a couple of Octobers ago, and I say a couple, I mean like 7 or 5 or something like that. It freaked me out.
If it freaks you out, then
I'm just not going to lie to you. It freaked me out.
Perfect.
So I won't give anybody any more information. Let me look it up, see if it's like if it's got a good rating or not. but it freaked me out. Okay, so again, 67 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's about the search for a missing teen in Poland. That's all I'll give you. Came out in 2011, so maybe it was that long ago.
Okay.
Had a big budget.
Perfect.
I guess a big budget for whatever money that they were using. So, day 24, The Shrine.
All right.
What you got next?
Day 25. This is also up there for Corey, but I chose it on my end because I also love this movie. One of our favorite directors, or maybe favorite director.
Yes.
Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
Of course. Freaking course. And the cool thing about it is, I was just talking about this. I don't know if you can see this in the shot, but Katie just got me a movie poster. Hold on, let me go grab it real quick. You feel the air.
All right, so this is what he was talking about at the beginning when he was like, is this where you got this? I'm taking it back. So I was going through Jefferson, and they have some shops that have all different kinds of things. And one of them had a stack of concert posters. And so I was looking through all of them, and I found this one. And it looks like the original movie poster for Psycho. It's not original, but I was like, this is perfect because it's one of Corey's favorite movies, favorite director. Frame it. It's going to go with the theme he's trying to get in his room with movies and shows and memorabilia from those things. So, yeah, Psycho.
I appreciate it. It's very,
day 25.
Very thoughtful gift. Great day. I got every Alfred Hitchcock film. I love me some Alfred Hitchcock. So, day 26. Shout out to P. Diddy. If you get that, then you are a real one. Here we go. I declare this day Jordan Peele Day. So you have the option of watching Get Out or Us. Which one you choose? You can watch Get Out.
Get Out.
Or the movie Get Out, my bad. Get Out or the movie Us. It is Jordan Peele Day, October 26th. Watch it. They are both great horror films. Again, as we explained about Jordan Peele, these are films that are situational films. They are real films. They're films about the reality or the horror in reality. So they are phenomenally written, phenomenally acted, phenomenally directed, great films. Okay. Jordan Peele is 2 for 2.
Absolutely.
And I want him to go ahead and drop a third so he can be 3 for 3. All right, day 26. Right. So what we got day 27?
Day 27, another classic coming in, Rocky Horror Picture
Very
Show.
Much so. Very much so. Can you explain this for people?
Yeah, let me look.
Because I feel like sometimes when we talk about this movie or we mention this when we mention the title, people don't recognize like what it is, and you have to go like watch it. And it's very much so like super duper love. This is like a cult classic. You can make an event out of this and people come every single time.
Okay.
Every time.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Have you seen it?
I've seen parts of it.
Bruh. That's no wonder why you're struggling. Listen, it got Tim Curry. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. It got Tim Curry.
In this cult classic, Sweethearts, Brad and Janet, stuck with a flat tire during a storm, discover the eerie mansion of Dr. Frankenfurter, a transvestite scientist. As their innocence is lost, Brad and Janet meet a house full of wild characters, including a rocking biker and a creepy butler. Through elaborate dances and rock songs, Frankenfurter unveils his latest creation, a muscular man named Rocky.
Listen, you gotta watch this. This is a classic.
I've seen parts of it, but I've never watched the whole thing through.
Well, we're gonna do it that day. What day are we doing that? The 27th. 27th. We're gonna be watching it the whole way through.
All right. Moving on to number 28.
28, day 28. Here we go. Are y'all ready for this? And I don't get it, and I don't want to get no slack. I didn't want 2 back-to-back Tim Currys. So we're going with it, but we're going with the 2017 version, which stars Bill Skarsgård
Skarsgård
as Pennywise. And unpopular opinion, but I think that this version is better than the first one.
I would agree with that, actually. This was another
first one
movie that
wasn't scary
Corey
at all
and
to
I
me.
busted out laughing. In the theater
Oh,
when he
yes.
starts doing
When
the
our boy
dance.
started dancing. Yeah, when he did the every time we touch. Yeah, okay. Funny, but also scary and cool movie. Certified Fresh, 86 on Rotten Tomatoes. The second one was a little bit disappointing to me, but we're not going to talk about that one. So just watch the first one. It is a remake, 2017.
Really
it's the reason why I say popcorn the way I say popcorn.
That was a good one. You sound just like him.
Yeah?
That's good.
Ooh.
All right. So going into number 25, I am ending this off with two of my favorites.
29?
What did I say?
25?
No. 29. Ending this off with some of my favorites. I had to put them on here even though I would watch them regardless. They deserved a spot. So 29 is going to be Hocus Pocus. You can't have a Halloween list without Hocus Pocus.
I feel like you can, but we gonna leave it what it is. This is your pick, so good pick.
Thank you.
I feel that I mess with it. I mess with the Hocus Pocus. None at all. And Katie going sweet on y'all, but I'm still applying the pressure. Okay, another Blumhouse production. Okay, came out in 2016. The movie. It's a Netflix original. Hush. Okay? It's about a deaf writer who retreats in the wood to live a solitary life. But she got to fight for her life in silence when a mass killer appears in her window. And this mug slaps. Let me tell you how much it slaps, y'all. For a movie that got pretty much zero marketing, that mug is a 93 Rotten Tomatoes.
So is this the one where she's deaf?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Slap. It's a slapper. Okay, literally a slapper. You gotta watch it. It's one of the ones that is so. I literally just watched it because I was bored as hell. I had no idea what it was. I just watched it. I pressed play. I pressed next on Hush, and it was so cold. I was like, this is such a cold film. They deserve. Who did this? And here's a wild part. On a budget of just $1 million.
Dang.
It released at South by Southwest. That's how you know it was a small film. It wasn't even like a big release first. It released first at South by Southwest before Netflix said, hey, we finna distribute this hoe. This mug slap.
That's awesome.
So shout out to the writers. Shout out to Jason Blum and Trevor Macy. Shout out to Mike Flanagan. I think he's the one who directed it. Because this movie is a great movie, Hush. And then what are we ending with? All right,
so ending this list in the 31 Days of Halloween, I had to put one of my favorites. It was a great movie to watch on Halloween. Halloween Town!
Oh.
The first one.
I'm trying to be the guy that drives the bus.
The first one.
Or the taxi, the skeleton dude.
Yeah.
He was cool, man. I wanted him to be my friend growing up. Sophie, little cutie. Man, what a classic movie. We gotta watch that. I like that. I like ending it on a nice, good note, on a classic note, on a film that was like that really transformed Halloween movies for like younger crowds, So I like that. I like it. It's on Halloween, and if y'all are doing Halloween parties or wherever else, like, remember, you can watch these during the day. It doesn't have to be at nighttime. Just take some time out to watch the film. You can find that one on Disney Plus. That's a good list. I feel like we got a good list.
We do too. So we'll post it. That way y'all can follow along with us. And thank you for walking through with this list with us. And like I said, remember to snap a picture and share if you're watching with us, or if you're watching on your own time. Share with us what your favorites are. If you're watching something that's not on our list, tag us in it, because even though this is what we're watching, we on a Saturday, we are couch bums, so we may watch like several movies in a day. So go ahead and tag us in your favorite, and we'll give it a watch too.
Indeed, and we'll let you know, if it's a hit or miss. I'm sure it's gonna be a hit if you love it. So Yeah, let us know. We gonna put up their honorable mention from this person. I'll make the whole post and everything. It wasn't on our list, but maybe it deserved to be on there. And the cool thing about this is that we'll do this like every single October. There's so many different movies, and so I'm sure our list over the years will change. But anyway, man, what a list! We're gonna get up out of here. And we thank y'all for staying through the list. We hope that y'all are ready to watch these films and anticipate watching these films. So shout out to everybody who listens. Shout out to everybody who's watching on YouTube. And again, remember, follow us on follow us at Press Next Podcast on all of our social media, including TikTok. And please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and follow us on YouTube. You got to give us a follow on YouTube. Yes. We need it. And you know what it is.
So it's getting a little bit cooler outside. I think they said this is the last hot day for us. Temperatures dropping. Get that crock pot out. Start making some of those crock pot meals. Get all cozy in the spooky season. And always press next.
Always.
Bye,
we'll see y'all next week.